What's going on, Omnibuddies? Mitch here, and today we are doing another Omnibuddy overview. What are we looking at? Well, this is actually one of the first times, well, I've done a couple shorts with books like this, but this is one of the first and one of the very few times that I am doing an overview on not a hardcover, but some trade paperbacks. And it's actually 2 trade paperbacks, and you know what? I'm doubly excited because the husband of the owner of my LCS, my local comic shop, is actually a co-writer on this, and I have been really excited to jump into this and check it out because he co-wrote with Greg Rucka. We got Eric Trautmann and Greg Rucka. We're looking at The Forged Volumes 1 and 2. All right, so I gotta say, these are some of the very few trade paperbacks, like I said before, that I've actually ever done an overview on. I can only think of one other one off the top of my head that I have done one for. There's probably a few with some shorts and things like that, but these are super cool because they're like the magazine size, so they're like super big compared to, here I got like hip hop omnibus size, which like these are just actually like bigger than they actually hang out. They're like that magazine size. It's crazy, but yeah, super cool and really great quality trade paperbacks. And you know what? I love me some sci-fi. I've been watching all the new Dune movies. I rewatched Dune 1 and then Dune 2. I've rewatched that. And well, now I'm actually middle of rewatching Godzilla -1. Well, minus color because I'm watching the black and white one in the evenings while I'm getting some work done and you know, editing photos, taking photos, shooting videos. Well, it's on pause right now, but it's gonna go off pause after I'm done recording this. Anyways, I have been nerding out about some super deep sci-fi stuff, and what is better than some crazy space sci-fi super deep stuff? And these are The Forged, and they are some BA ladies who are out to take names because that's all they're willing to take. But you know what? All right, I'm just gonna stop talking about it like this. Let's lay it down on the table and find out why The Forged is awesome. All right, so this is Volume 1. We'll go like this. Volume 1 and Volume 2 of The Forged by Greg Rucka, Eric Trautmann. We got Henderson, Woodard, and Mayer on here too. So Volume 1 is Operation Black Box, and Volume 2 is Home Sweet Home. All right, let's put Volume 2 off to the side real quick. So basically, what we have is a super deep sci-fi, in-space thriller, all that kind of stuff. It's super cool in that they built this whole universe. You know, we are born to serve her exalted majesty. We are bred to obey her divine radiance. We will die, singing with joy in our hearts for the eternal empress. We do not falter. We do not fail. We do not retreat. Should our swords and spears shatter against her enemies' shields, it does not matter, for we are more than our weapons. We are her weapons. We are the Forged. So that's the Forged Creed. And that is basically what you are getting into, is you're following this crazy group of forged women who are basically the empresses, the kingdom across the galaxy, universe, whatever it is. They are the BAs, they are the enforcers. They are the ones that are called in when all craziness breaks loose or you need insurance. And they definitely are the insurance. So you meet this, you're kind of just tossed into space and you are brought onto this crazy ship. And it is a really, like, they have all kinds of craziness thought out, you know, with the destinations, all the different passengers, the crew, I mean, everywhere you know, it's just like all the different space stuff going on. I mean, it's, you know, they have an entire universe. It's not world building, it's universe building. And you are on these ships and you are immediately tossed in with these ladies who are who are like bred to be the enforcers of the Empress. And they are on their ship, and they are just kind of doing their thing, waiting around, because they are military and they are waiting for the next orders to come down. And so, you know, they're just playing around. You're kind of getting to know their attitudes and a little bit their personalities. And then, you know, the commander, you know, gets called in, and all of a sudden you're meeting with this spicy, saucy little lady. And yeah, it's not exactly PG, but yeah, but you find out kind of who she is, and she's the one really calling the shots around here. And so he gets his orders, and he goes to give the forged ladies their orders, and they are given to their commander of the forged group. And you know, she's brought in, and she is yeah. So I will say that as you could see as I was flipping through, that these books are not for the kids. They are at least PG-13, probably, with all the different swearing and sex and drugs and ultra violence. Definitely probably in the R rating, the mature category. So I would not be giving these to your younger kid. They're your preteen, maybe your teen if you're so inclined. I don't know. I don't know what kind of parent you are. That's up to you. But anyways, they are given their orders to go and go do some stuff. And it's pretty crazy, and it's pretty out there. So they go to this planet, and they are going to investigate what happened to a ship there, and see what happened, and possibly recover any information, you know, a la the black box, and see what happened on this planet. And you know what? They don't just go by themselves. They wear these crazy suits that they are kind of dropped in on. And they are basically giant, you know, wearing these giant mech suits to take out stuff. They land on the planet, and pretty much immediately stuff starts going wrong, as you can see. So I'm not going to show off too much more, but as it happens, they are not safe on this planet like they thought they were going to be, and they are pretty quickly everything goes terrible for them. And then they have to reassess their situation and what's going on. And there's all this craziness on who this mysterious woman is that they meet, and why she's there, and who exactly she is, and why she is. Pretty cool stuff. They start doing all this crazy jumping through, not necessarily time, but through space. And they end up where they shouldn't necessarily be. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, but also very much, let's hold that up a little bit. Yeah, it is not necessarily not grotesque, but you know what? I gotta say, Mike Henderson really killed it on the art here. And it's a pretty interesting premise on who the bad guy is, and really, is it you know, the big bad guy or something like that? But you know what? Pretty cool. Lots of space tech, lots of space mumbo jumbo thrown at you, but pretty fun and pretty well thought out. I will say, like, you're just kind of thrown in the deep end here in volume 1, and I know, talking to some people, they read the first few issues, the first volume, and they were a little bit off-put because you don't really get to know the characters. There's not much character development or depth. You're just kind of getting thrown into this universe with the forged ladies, and there's not much more beyond that, beyond like kind of lighting the fuse for the mystery. And that is when volume 2 comes around, and I definitely would recommend jumping straight from volume 1 to volume 2. There's only 3 issues per volume. Volume 7, or issue 7, just came out a couple weeks ago as of making this video, and so hopefully, you know, another couple months, those three more issues will be out, and then they can do volume 3. I believe they're planning on doing around 15 issues, so that's about 5 total volumes. So we're nearing the halfway point of this. And yeah, so then you are, so this is the team. The Forge team is the Scimitar 3 is their team. And you jump straight into exactly where we dropped off in volume 1. You are tossed right in, it picks right up from there. You're not like jumping around in time or anything like that, jumping back and forth. And the ladies are now under question on why things happened the way they did, even though it's not probably necessarily their fault. But now, you know, military and chain of command, someone's gotta get in trouble if something goes wrong. And you are tossed in with these higher ups who are plotting and trying to, you know, work the system, work the politics and all that. And the whole time is it, are they good? Are they bad? Who is exactly against who, and who is, you know, for and against the Empress and the whole, you know, chain of command. Really interesting. You know, it's kind of that classic trope, that classic premise of politics. You know, the up and coming, or, you know, the older commander who's, you know, sees things the way he wants to see them, and, you know, he's hardened and wants to, you know, he's you know, got his ideas versus this old Empress who, you know, has, you know, might be stuck in her ways, and, you know, all the politics behind it, and he's sick of it. You know, so what's he gonna do? And, you know, this battle-hardened team, the Forge, are kind of stuck in the middle of it. But anyways, really cool play on the trope, and really interesting and well done, I will say. This is where you really meet these characters and really start to dive deep into who they are and kind of what makes them them and what drives them. And so they are on downtime, under investigation into what happened and what's going on. And the whole time you're seeing like behind the scenes of who these people are, and like I said, what makes them tick. Really cool, really fun stuff. But then, of course, you know, downtime isn't necessarily downtime for a military group like this, and things, again, hit the fan, and then you are introduced to far more than just those characters, but you're introduced to the higher ups of these, the highest of echelons in this universe, and finding out a little bit more of who they are, who the Empress is, who the elites are in the politics, and, you know, who's got the highest in the socioeconomic statuses, you know, that type of thing. Really fun, really interesting. Definitely some difference. I wasn't expecting a lot of these characters to be like this, and you definitely get a lot of action. These stories, I mean, they're only 3 issues. They're longer issues. They're fatter issues. They're definitely bigger format too. So really, these are nearly like deluxe oversized hardcover sized books. So probably not quite, but basically there. So yeah, so they read quickly. They are, you know, scale-wise bigger, but they are actually, each issue is a larger issue than a normal regular single-issue comic. So you do get more bang for your buck. I think the single issues were $5-6 per issue, something like that. So you're getting a lot per issue, and there's a reason why they're so expensive. But anyways, they really move along. There's a lot of good dialogue. It doesn't seem too forced. I'm all for swearing and violence and all that when it moves the plot forward. There's occasions in this book, if I'm being totally honest, where it seems like the swearing and the characters are a bit over the top in how they act. But I will say, like, it fits the universe, and I kind of got the vibe of, okay, if I'm going to cross like the new Dune movies with Starship Troopers. So you got a little bit of that. You kind of got that serious galactic empire type feel of Dune, and those political interplays mixed with the crazy trooper over the top characters like Starship Troopers and how they act. So that's I think that's a pretty good descriptor of what you're getting out of these books. So if you liked those two movies, this is actually a pretty solid mix of those two vibes, which is definitely interesting. So you're getting love, relationships, political intrigue, you're getting crazy deep sci-fi going on, assassinations, and just craziness all around. Very cool stuff, I'll say. Like Mike Henderson's art on here is absolutely on point. I loved the panel structures, the layouts. I don't think I ever got lost in the layouts and structures and where I was going in these books. They just scooched through totally fine. That's right, I was looking for colors. Yeah, that's Nolan Woodard. His colors were great on this book. Absolutely love it. I mean, you're seeing all these different panels. Like, they are just, each one has their own vibe and where they're at. I know, let's see if I can find it again. When you're kind of getting introduced to all the ladies and what they're doing on their downtime, they each all have a very different feel to it. Yeah, I just thought, yeah, just like the blue and purple, the green, and then them sitting there drinking, talking about them. Really cool, really well done. Those colors are great. The panel structure, the layouts, the flow of where the characters are at is all great by Mike. So yeah, definitely really cool stuff. Very quick read. I was talking to Eric, and it sounds like they're not necessarily at this time looking at doing some hardcover collections. So I was definitely like, all right, I'm going to pick up these trade paperbacks because they're pretty solid. They're well built. And I don't feel like it, if I do need to double dip, sure, whatever, but they're not very expensive either at 25 bucks a piece. And especially if you can grab them through, any of those online retailers that do a little bit off too, definitely worth it. Cause yeah, these are published by Image and they are $24.99 USD a piece. And yeah, definitely, in my opinion, a very fun read and really cool. It was a really nice palette cleanser, really, with this just kind of crazy, deep space sci-fi opera thing going on versus, reading some, like I just read Swamp Thing Green Hell and Rust by Royden Lepp. So it was a very cool mix and vibes and jumping into these, and as a very quick jump in. And now I am really excited to continue reading when volume 3 comes out. So definitely check these out, and I'll do some more overviews when the next few books come out, and then I will hopefully just do a whole series wrap up or something like that. Maybe I'll wait for my next overview just to do the final, but this is to get everyone going. So definitely check out The Forge. I did it again, put them backwards. There we go. All right, there you go. So that is The Forge Volume 1 and 2. All right, so that was the quick overview of The Forge by Greg Rucka and Eric Trautmann, and art by Henderson, and tons of other great creators in here. These are super cool, and you know what? Trade paperbacks are coming out pretty quickly because each issue is like a large-sized issue. Not only is it like in scale, magazine-size, large size, but it is a lot of extra pages. And so there are 3 issues per volume. I know that, so this is volume 1, which has first 3 issues. Volume 2 has the second 3 issues. And I believe volume 7, or not volume 7, issue 7 just dropped right before Free Comic Book Day, I think it was. So another 2 issues, and you're going to have another trade paperback. And yeah, So hopefully I can talk with Eric some more, maybe get Rucka on the channel, and we can talk about the Forged and all the great stuff that they've done. But yeah, you guys, if you are into some crazy sci-fi, space, crazy action, political stuff, I know that some people read Volume 1 and were like, it's okay, it's good. But there wasn't much for the character development. Volume 2 is really where it dives deeper into these characters and into the politics of the world. Volume 1 is just kind of like a get you thrown into the world and have some fun. And then Volume 2, it really kicks it up a notch and brings it together. So I am really stoked to see where they go with this series. So if you are looking for some intriguing, super cool sci-fi, and they're pretty cheap for how big these trade paperbacks are, at 25 bucks through Image, like not bad. So definitely check them out. Jump on the Forged if you are interested. Anyways, that's it. I'll stop talking about it now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notification, do all those things. But like I say in every video, the most important thing to do is comment. Yes, it helps the YouTube algorithm and the channel and all that, but really what it is I love chatting with you all about what you're reading, what you're buying, selling, collector, just talk and life as a comic book collector and all of that. So let me know in the comments, well, talk to me, but let me know in the comments what are some really cool, not underrated, but just like often overlooked and they don't get enough attention for sci-fi books. And it could be space sci-fi, or it could be, you know, like I was gonna say science sci-fi, but that's, you know, that's science fiction, science fiction. I was thinking more like, you know, just like crazy, like maybe like a Department of Truth or something like that, where it's kind of brings those sci-fi elements into it. So let me know what kind of a sci-fi book you're reading or have read that you definitely want to recommend to everyone else that is often overlooked but is super cool and super great, and why people should check it out. So let me know in the comments. Love talking with y'all. All right, that's it. Take care. Stay cool.